My name is Cheryl, and I am here to provide you with today's You Can encouragement. Today, I just wanted to focus in on our youth. I really want to focus in on our youth today because I am currently implementing so many things that my 8-year-old son says he wants to be, and things that he wants to do now, and things that he wants to accomplish. So I just felt it in my heart to share a little story with you guys and hope that we can do better as the village to bring our children up in a goal oriented mindset. So, I wanted to share a story about how I used to be a teacher assistant. And when I was a teacher assistant, you could come up with plans and activities because the teachers needed to, continue to get their material ready for the day, and they would have us to help out here and there and whatever we wanted to do, as long as it was within the range and appropriate for the children to learn certain skills and techniques and everything. So that left me to be very creative. When I would get home, I would come up with things that I wanted to implement every day that I thought was important. So anyway, I would every day ask my children, I would say, what do you want to be when you grow up? But it was at a certain time every single day after I read the story, after we did the exercises, and then we would sit down and we would talk. And it was fun because they had costumes in the class and things like that that would allow the children to dress up sometimes. But I asked these children that every day for an entire year. So in that year, I would have a few of the children that would change the answer every day, but there were a lot of children that said the same answer every single day. And I didn't know what I was doing back then. I wasn't a part of the You Can movement, but I was a part of it at heart because I felt back then that if I asked them that every day, that it would make them think about it. Because I wish I was asked those questions more often so that when I got in high school or got out of high school rather, I wasn't confused as to what it is I wanted to do exactly. So, continuing on, I had a career day for the children, and I didn't do a career day, meaning bringing people out to the school to talk about their careers. I had a career day where I allowed the children to come to school that day dressed up in their career path and exactly whatever it is that they wanted to be. So if you wanted to be a superhero, you could come to school as a superhero. If you want to be a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, a police officer, you could do that. And I made everyone in the class address that student as such, whatever it is. So if you wanted me to call you Nurse Adam or, you know, Dr. Adrian or whatever, that was your name for that entire day. The kids thought it was so funny and they thought it was hilarious. And I just wanted to pose a question for the parents. um Before I posed this question, I went back to the school recently to just see if some of the teachers were there that I was friends with and just say hi. And actually one of the little girls who said she wanted to be a teacher is in college right now, and she's looking to go into early childhood care. So that was so awesome to even see her all grown up. Well, anyway, my question that I wanted to pose for the parents was, what do you think would happen if we addressed our children as such on a daily basis? Say, hey, are you a doctor today? Like if we ask them every day what it is that they want us to be when they grew up, and we found ways to implement them getting into that mind frame, where do you think our children will be? I don't think that they will be lost come senior year of high school, having to like figure out the world. I don't think that they would be confused. If they want to be an entrepreneur, they would, what can we do to implement the mind frame to mold them in a way that we could know we know that they're going to be successful? What can we do as a village? I think that speaking on it now, I think making them see it now, letting them dress up as it now, walking around identifying themselves as such now would be one of the biggest steps towards when they do reach that early adulthood and they already know. So I just want to encourage parents to instill this in our children. And it might seem redundant and it might seem repetitive and frustrating to them now, or it might even seem funny to them now, but it's very important to them. And I think that that little girl seeing herself as that teacher in that class back then, I think that that was a big deal. So We can see it for you, we can want it for you, and we can even believe it for you. But we cannot do it for you. Only you can.